We are starting with uniform circular motion. Okay. So before starting circular motion, okay, Harshit. Okay. Before starting circular motion, let's discuss little bit of linear motion that we have discussed last year as well. Okay. That is uniform linear motion we'll discuss. Okay. Last year we discussed linear motion. What is linear motion? When an object is moving, a body is moving in a straight line. It's a
Straight
moving
path.
in a straight line. Okay. Now we'll be discussing uniform linear motion. Uniform linear motion means the body is moving in a particular direction. And what about the speed and velocity? What about speed?
They remain uniform throughout the
It's
motion.
remain uniform, it's constant, it doesn't change. It remains uniform. And what about velocity?
That also remains uniform.
It's uniform, constant or uniform. You can see as well, a body is moving in a straight line in one direction only, okay? And speed is same, that is the body is covering equal distance in equal intervals of time. The body is covering equal distance in equal intervals of time. So it is moving with uniform speed. Now, as the direction as well does not change, so it is moving with uniform velocity. Understood the thing? Direction as well is not changing, therefore it moves with uniform speed or direction not changing, uniform velocity. This is clear. Okay, what about acceleration?
Unchanged.
What? Unchanged? No. What? Unchanged means there is some acceleration or not. Unchanged means uniform acceleration, variable acceleration.
Zero.
But before that, okay, unchanged it is means whether it is uniform or non-uniform. But before that, the question is whether there is an acceleration or not. There is no acceleration. Acceleration here is zero. Acceleration here is zero. If acceleration is zero,
Zero.
what is there any force applied on the body or acting on the body? Any external force acting on the body? No. There is no external force acting on the body because we have studied if there is any change in the motion, it means some force is being applied. Okay. In state of the body, if there is any change in the state of the body, it means some force is applied. And whenever some force is applied, either the speed changes or the velocity changes, and there will be some acceleration. Yes or no? When force is applied, acceleration will be there because there will be some change here. Okay. Whether the body can come to rest or it can move with more speed or it may retard. Okay. Those all changes will take place. Okay. Linear, uniform linear motion is clear. Okay. Now we discuss uniform circular motion. Okay. Uniform circular motion. Okay. Circular motion means body is moving in a circle.
Circle
The
path.
circular path is there. Body is moving in a circle. Okay. Now, uniform circular motion means what about the speed?
Speed remains constant.
It remains constant, or we can say uniform speed it is moving. That is, body is covering equal distance in equal intervals of time. Okay. Body is covering equal distance in equal intervals of time. That is uniform speed. Okay. But what about velocity?
It remains
change.
non.
Constant.
Okay. Okay. You are saying, okay, for example, you are saying velocity is constant. Constant means uniform. Okay. What does velocity constitute? It's not uniform. Okay.
Direction is changing.
Yes, because velocity is nothing but speed with direction. It's speed with direction. Speed is uniform. It means magnitude of velocity is same. It remains constant. It's uniform. Same. But see a direction. Every moment, at every point, the direction is changing. At every point of the body, direction is changing. So take this point. At this point, body is going in this direction. But after some time, the body is moving in this direction. These are the direction of the body at each point. And how we have calculated the direction? It is always tangent from the center, making 90. Okay. So see here, for example, this is the center, this is the object. At this point, it want to go in this direction. Okay. So this will be the direction of the body. This will be the direction of the body at this point. But after some time, it's here. Okay. Now it want to go in this direction, but after some time, it's here. So what is velocity? It is variable velocity or not? It's not uniform and
Not
variable
uniform.
because direction is
Direction.
changing.
Direction
Magnitude
is
is same.
changing.
It means in circular motion, there can be uniform speed. Okay, if you are taking uniform circular motion, what does it mean? That is, speed is uniform. The speed is uniform, but velocity is non-uniform. Reason is direction is changing. Because of change in direction, velocity is variable or non-uniform. The magnitude is constant. The magnitude of velocity is constant, but direction changing. Okay. So uniform circular motion is clear. Okay. Now the question arises: as velocity is changing, why the velocity is changing? If velocity is changing, will there be acceleration?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If velocity changes, that means acceleration is there. Okay. Acceleration is there. Okay. Now, what kind of acceleration is there?
Uniform acceleration.
Uniform or variable? Direction of acceleration is changing or not?
Variable.
Sir, variable.
Variable. How we take the direction of acceleration?
Sir,
How we take the direction of acceleration? We are
Say
studying
towards
this.
center of the object.
Okay. So to derive the direction of acceleration, we go to the velocity or not. Acceleration is nothing but change in velocity divided by time interval in which the change takes place. This is the definition of acceleration. Change in velocity per unit time. Yes or no? The rate of change of velocity
sir.
with respect to time is acceleration. How the velocity is changing, that is acceleration. Now see here how we get the direction of acceleration. The direction in which this change is happening, that is the direction of acceleration. The direction in which the change in velocity is taking place, that will be the direction of acceleration. Okay. That will be
Yes,
the
sir.
direction of acceleration. Okay. Okay. 1 minute we discuss a little bit more. Okay. Velocity equal to -5 meter per second. This we have discussed last year. If this direction I am taking positive, velocity will be in which direction? This direction? Negative?
Yes, sir.
Velocity, this minus sign denotes direction. Magnitude is always positive. This minus sign denotes direction. So if this is positive direction, this will be negative direction. Velocity is negative. Okay. Now if acceleration equal to -2 meter per second square, what does minus denotes here?
Direction.
Retardation. Retardation.
It denotes retardation. You can see as well. Okay. For example, a body initial velocity is 5 meter per second. Final velocity is 2 meter per second. Okay. And this change has taken place in 3 seconds. What will be the acceleration? Final minus initial divided by time taken. So acceleration will be what? 2 minus 5 divided by 3. 1 meter per second square and minus sign. Yes or no? So see here,
yes, sir.
what does negative sign denotes? You can see in 3 seconds, velocity has reduced by 1. Each second, the velocity is reducing by 1 meter per second. Yes or no? Velocity is reducing by 1 meter per second each second. So minus
sir.
1 meter per second square denotes retardation. That is, velocity is decreasing. Okay. It does not denote direction. So how we get the direction of acceleration? We get the direction of acceleration from velocity. That is, in which direction the change is taking place. In which direction the change is taking place. That will give us the direction of acceleration. Okay, now see here. Every time the velocity direction is changing. That means direction of acceleration will change or not.
Yes, sir.
because change is taking place in different
Yes,
directions. It will change. So what kind of acceleration it is? Variable or uniform?
Variable.
Variable. It's variable acceleration. Okay, there's one more reason for this variable acceleration as well. Okay, that reason see here. Okay, so each moment, each point, the direction is changing. That means we are applying some force at each point. Yes or no? We are
Yes,
studying
sir.
law of inertia. Okay, that a body if it is in a state of rest, it will remain in state of rest unless any force is applied. Okay, till we don't apply any force on the body. If it is at rest, it will remain at rest. Or the second law of inertia of motion. Body will be in motion. It will keep moving. It will be in motion unless we apply any force. So what kind of motion the body will have? Uniform motion. Body will continue to move in uniform motion if we do, unless any force is applied. So if you are not applying any force on the body will continue with uniform speed, or we can say it will continue with uniform velocity. Yes or no? Uniform speed in the same direction it will keep on moving. So here, see here, what is happening? At each moment, the direction is changing. Each moment, each point, the direction of the body is changing. That means each point we are applying some force, then only its direction will change. At each point, we are applying some force on the body. That's why its direction changes. Okay, take very simple example we take. Okay. So for example, this is the circle, body will be moving in the circular path. Okay. And this is our object at this point. Okay, center. Okay. Now see here, at this point, in which direction the body is to move? Body wants to move in this direction. Okay.
Yes, sir.
At this point, the body want to move in this direction. But after some time, you see, it is traversing this path. It is moving in circular path rather than moving in a straight line. The body want to move in a straight line, but it moves inward this point. That is, at this point, it moves here. So from here, it has moved here rather than moving in a straight line. So how it has moved here? That is, we applied some force
By
at this point. Some force
Yes,
we have
sir.
applied. That's why it changed its direction. We applied some force, body accelerated, change in velocity, and it moved in this direction. So how we have changed the direction? By applying force. And this force is continuous. You can see at each point it is moving in different direction. This force is continuous. Continuously we are applying the force. Continuously we are applying the force. Yes or no? At each
Yes,
point,
sir.
we are continuously applying the force. So each point, we are continuously applying the force. At each point, the acceleration is changing because we are continuously applying the force. So each point, the acceleration is changing, variable acceleration. And so what kind of force? At each point, the force is directed toward the center. You can take it like this. The body want to go like this, but we are pushing it. Again, we are pushing. At each point, we are pushing it towards the center. Yes or no? Like this. At
Yes,
each
sir.
point, we are pushing it towards the center of the foot. And so there is some force which is pushing it inward. Okay, this is clear. Because of this force, because of this inward force acting towards the center, the body changes its direction. As it changes the direction, there is an acceleration. Force applied, body will accelerate. That is, variable acceleration will be there. And there will be change in direction, change in velocity. Okay. So because of this inward force, this constant inward force which is being applied, there is change in direction. Okay. This is clear. And what this force is
Yes.
called?
Yes, sir.
At center of gravity.
No, center of gravity is not a force. It's just a center where the whole gravity we can take to act.
Centripetal force.
Centripetal force. Okay.
Center.
Centripetal force. Centripetal. It means center seeking. That is, its direction is always towards the center. This force is always seeking center. It want to achieve the center. Okay. This force is always seeking center. So it is center seeking force. That is, therefore, it is called a centripetal force. Its direction is always towards the center. You can see at each point is the force direction is changing. Force with the force which we have applied is direction is changing. So we are applying uniform circular motion. We are applying constant magnitude force, but direction keeps on changing at every point. And how? Its direction is always towards the center. It is seeking center. This is clear. This is called as centripetal force. We'll discuss the centripetal force in more in detail after some time. Okay. There's one more thing I forgot to discuss. Okay. How we take the direction of motion of the object at any point. See here, at any point, this direction is taken tangent. If we draw the tangent to the circle, that is, we are drawing a perpendicular at that point, and we'll get the direction of the motion. For example, we have to find the direction at this point. So what we'll do? Draw the line and draw the tangent here. So at every point, if we draw the tangent, we get the direction of motion. At this point, this will be the direction. At this point, this will be the direction. So at this point, what is the direction? If we are taking t time to complete one circle. So at this point A, what will be the direction? It's towards north, and after
Excuse me,
t by 4 time. Yes.
so at this point A, can we draw a tangent in the direction of south?
South. Okay. Yes, we can draw, but that would mean the body is moving clockwise this way. So see here, tie a stone and drill. Okay. At this time, okay, we are drilling in this direction. So at this point, this will be the direction of velocity. Yes or no? At this point, this will be the direction of motion. If you are drilling it like this, at this point, the direction will be this one. Yes. If your body is moving this direction, in this that is anti-clockwise. So at this point, draw the tangent. This will be the direction of the body. Yes or no? This will be the direction. But there is a constant force, so the direction keeps on changing. At this point, it will be towards west. After t by 4, after t by 2 time, the direction will be towards south. After 3t by 4, the direction will be here. After t, it will be back at A. Okay. The stone, you tie it and you roll it like this, or you roll it like this. So this time, downward direction. If you're rolling, this is clockwise.
Okay,
And
sir.
here it is anti-clockwise. Understood how to get the direction?
Yes, sir.
It will depend in which way we are willing or in which way body is moving. I'll give you one example of car and you as well. Okay. The direction is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we will discuss this. Okay, difference between, okay, centripetal force we discuss now. Okay, we already discussed. Okay. So we already discussed the centripetal force. That is, there is a continuous force acting on this body, and that force is towards the center. Okay. And because of this force, its direction keeps on changing. That's how body is moving in a circular path. Okay. For example, you take a string, tie a stone at one end, and you reel it. Okay. So what will happen? There will be tension in the string. It will get tightened. The string will get tightened. If you reel it more fast, what will happen? It may break and stone may go like this. Okay, we'll discuss that as well. Okay. So as you are reeling, the centripetal force, what is the force which is making it to reel around rather than letting it to go? Okay. So what is happening here? See here, as you are reeling the stone, the string tightens and the force acting on it. It is tension. It is called as tension in the string. This force is acting towards the center of the circle. It is acting towards the center. It is seeking the center. And because of this force, at every moment, the stone direction will change. That is, it is pushed inward. This tension force want to push it inward, the stone inward. That's how it travels in a circular path. So this force is called as centripetal force. Okay. And for example, if I cut this string, what will happen? At this moment I cut the string, this stone, it will travel in a straight line like this. It
Yes,
will move
sir.
away in a straight line. So whatever the direction at this moment, because this time as I break the string, there is no more force acting on the stone. There is no more force acting on the stone. No centripetal force acting on the stone. Therefore, whatever the state of the motion is at this point, it will continue to move with that. Okay. It will move in a straight line. Okay. Few examples we take. Okay. First example. Okay. You have seen the electrons? Yes or no?
No,
Yes.
sir.
We have discussed them a lot in last chapter, 8th chapter, electrons. Okay.
Sir, you
So
asked we
see,
have seen electrons.
yes, I know. We have indirectly seen electrons, yes or no? Okay.
In
So for
books,
example,
we can see.
yes. So see, in an atom, we have the nucleus. It contains
sir.
protons and neutrons. So nucleus is protons plus neutron. It is positively charged. Okay. Around it, what are revolving?
Electrons.
These are electrons. Electrons are negatively charged. Electrons are negatively charged. They are moving around it. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Okay. Now see here, as they are revolving, you can see at every moment, at every point, their direction is changing. The direction is changing. So what force is acting on these electrons? That is making the direction change or making the electrons to move in a circular path. Which is the force acting here? Here it is negative charge, it is positively charged. Is there some attraction? Positive and negative, they attract each other? Yes or no? There is some attractive force or not?
Centripetal force.
Force.
Centripetal force is there. Okay. Which kind of centripetal force is acting here? One is negatively charged, other is positively charged.
Opposite. Sir,
We know opposite charges attract each other and similar
Yes,
charges. So what kind of force is that?
attractive.
Electrostatic.
Magnetic.
Electrostatic.
Electrostatic.
Electrostatic. So there is an electrostatic force between the negatively charged electrons and the positively charged nucleus. So this electrostatic force, it is acting as a centripetal force. It is an attractive force, so it is attracting the nucleus towards its center. So that's why the electrons revolves in a circular path, because there is a continuous force acting on these electrons. Which continuous force? Electrostatic force. And this is the centripetal force acting on these electrons, which is pushing, which is trying to bring the electrons towards the center. And it keeps moving in a circular path. This is clear? Or take example of
Yes,
our
sir.
planetary system. Take example of Sun and Earth. You have seen the planets revolves around the Sun. This is our Sun and this is Earth. Okay. In elliptical orbit it moves. Okay. So you can see continuously the Earth direction is changing. This is kind of a circular path. Continuously the direction is changing. So which centripetal force is acting here?
Gravitational force.
Gravitational force. You have studied in gravitational force. Any body having mass will attract the other body having mass. Okay. If two bodies are having mass, they will attract each other. They will attract each other. There is a attractive force between them. That is the gravitational force. Okay. So there will be gravitational force. So here the centripetal force acting is called as, is which one? Is the gravitational force. So there is a continuous gravitational force between the sun and earth. Because of that, the earth revolves in an elliptical orbit. Okay. More examples are there. Okay, moon as well. Earth and moon, the same reason, gravitational force between the earth and moon. Okay. And stone tied to a string we already discussed. Is the tension in the
Yes, sir.
string. It's the tension in the string that provides the centripetal force. Okay. These were the few of the examples of circular motion or centripetal forces, which are different kinds of centripetal forces acting on the body. Okay. Now we discuss one more force, centrifugal force. See here, this is not real force. This does not exist in nature, but still we are discussing it. It's apparent. It's apparent, or we can say it's fictitious. It's not real. It is also called as pseudo force, that is, which is not real. Centrifugal force. Okay. Centrifugal force we'll be discussing. This force is apparent force. That is, or we can call it as fictitious. Or it's not real force. So this centrifugal, it's imaginary force. It does not exist in nature. It does not exist in nature, this centrifugal force. Okay, one example I can provide you. For example, it's the evening time. It's a good weather. You started to, you get into the car and someone is driving. You are just enjoying the scenes around. Okay. Now, for example, this is your car. Okay. And there is a curve ahead. Okay. So what will happen? You have closed your eyes. Okay. Now, as the car is moving this direction, as on the curve it turns, what happens? You feel a force outward here, yes or no? Here when the car reaches, you are sitting here, you feel a force outward, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You feel a force outward. Is something pushing you outside? Is something pushing you outside? Nothing is pushing you outside, but still you feel a force outside, yes or no? Outward you feel a force?
Yes.
There is nothing that is pushing you. Okay, there is no one sitting next to you who is pushing you to make you to go out and you get killed or something like that. So, but you feel a force outward. So, why do you feel this force outward? This force outward you are feeling, that is called as centrifugal force. But why do you feel such force? There is no such force acting on you, but still you are feeling this force. Why you are feeling that force? Anyone in class? You have to go to the basics. So initially you are moving in a straight line. You don't feel any force. You are at rest in respect to car. You are in rest position with respect to car. If frame of reference is car, okay, with reference to car, you are at rest position. But after some time, you feel a outward force. Why? With reference to car, you are at rest position. You are not moving. You are in rest position. But still you felt some force acting on you.
Due to
Why
inertia.
Due to inertia, that's correct. But why you felt? So see here, initially you are moving in which direction? Straight line
Linear
direction.
motion.
Okay, is linear motion, or we can say you are moving in a straight line. Okay, and you want to move in a straight line, yes or no? Anything that will try to push you outward or change your direction of speed, you will resist. You will resist that one. Okay, initially, okay, you want to move in a straight line, but see here, as the car turns, as the car is turning, you still want to continue in the straight line. Car is turning, but you want to continue in the straight line. So what will happen? You will feel a force outward. Yes or no? You want to continue in this direction, but car is turning. Therefore, you will feel a force outward. Yes or no? You continue in a straight line, you feel a force, okay? This is the direction you are, this is the car want to move. So you feel a force outward. Understood this one? You want to go in a straight line, but car is moving in a curvy path. But you still want to continue in the straight line. That means you feel a force outward. Now there is no force acting on you. Understood this one?
Yes, sir.
This question arises here. For someone outside the car, there will be no question. But you are sitting in the car, with respect to car, you are in rest position. That is, for you, the car is not moving. With respect to car is at rest position. And still you felt some force, the car being at rest. So why you felt that force? If the frame of reference you are taking car, you have to take to explain this outward, like you are being pushed outward, you have to take some imaginary force. You say some imaginary force acted on me, and that's why I felt a force outward. Or that's why I drifted in this direction. Understood this one? So if you are sitting in the car, and if you are taking car as the frame of reference, what you will give reason for being pushed outward or drifted away a little in the direction, you will say some imaginary force acted on me, and that's why I drifted in this direction or being pushed out this direction. So with respect to frame of car of reference, with reference to a car as a frame of reference, you need some extra force to provide a reason for your drifting away. Okay, and that reason is pseudo force. That is, force is not in real, but still you have to take that force in consideration to solve. Okay, understood this one? Okay, this
Yes,
we'll
sir.
discuss in more detail as well. Okay, experiment is there. Okay, 11:35. 11 class is over. 11:35.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank
so
you, sir.
1 minute. On Monday, what we are going to do is we'll discuss this experiment. Okay, this will explain more centrifugal force. It will become more clear when we take this example of merry-go-round. Okay, we will again take the frame of reference, different frame of references, and we'll see why centrifugal force is important to take. Okay, and then we'll discuss the its numericals, and again we'll take the revision. Okay, next week we'll take the revision. Okay. Okay, then thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.